keep doing this thing where I plan on recording, and then I just distract myself for like an hour or a half hour or whatever. And maybe, I don't know, maybe subconsciously I just don't want to. No, I worry a lot that, like, it just won't go well, I think. And just the nature of the show is very weird because it's all unprepared, it's all unpredictable, you know. Well, sometimes there's a general idea of what I want to talk about, but most of the time, especially days like today, there's nothing, and that's what worries me, is that I'm not actually going to be able to make a good video. But at the same time, I don't know, what do you expect? Nobody comes looking for good videos. Also, hey, look, I got an LR, maxed her out. Can't give her a custom skill though. Annoyingly enough, I should have asked about this first. I couldn't make a cool skill because I didn't have enough of these guys, so I ended up making a light skill. Where is it? And I can't use a light skill on a cool girl. For some reason, I assumed you could, because there have been maidens with skills that represent elements that aren't them. It's true, I don't remember the name, but there's like a rare, or there's a super rare that's dark that uses a light attack. I'm sure of it. It could be the other way around. I'm sure of it though. That was my reasoning behind, oh, I can probably give her a light attack. It just won't be as effective. You know, I thought it just won't be as effective because it's light damage from a cool girl or something. I don't know, or it would just deal light damage, but she wouldn't have the cool protection of the cool day, you know? And her regular attacks would be worked differently than, I don't know. So now I wasted all that shit. I leveled it up too. I wasted all that shit on a light thing, and I don't even know. Is the maiden from fucking this event even light? Probably not. Probably dark. Not really doing the event, but you know. Now I have an LR. I have the LR that I don't like very much. The only LR that I've ever used before, when I got her and I used her on Sonata's account, and I didn't like her, and I still don't like her. I don't like her counterattack skill is what I don't like specifically. Just annoys me because it has the potential to kill early, which annoys me. But it is nice to have the team unleash her with, you know, 2 activations and a potential custom skill that we're gonna get. Right, what actually is her? I know I leveled it up, but I don't remember. I think it's like 20, right? 30, okay. It went from 15 to 30. Wow, okay. Yeah, and then of course this thing. Yeah, I leveled that. The other one's like 20, isn't it? And she was an ultra rare. Wingless. 10%? Wow. Wow, okay. That's a major upgrade then. It is most certainly a major upgrade. So that's a thing. I don't know. I don't like counterattack though. It's weird. It's dumb. I don't know. Oh god, no, I'm yawning. I should have recorded a lot today. Not only should I have recorded VC earlier, I should have recorded Kumo at all, because apparently Mike's on spring break, so he's going to have more free time to get that done. I don't know if he did, but he tells me that he will. And I told him that I'd give him more just so that he can set up a lot more on schedule. And that's great. I want to bring it back. It's just if I do it myself, my phone's gonna explode, you know? Maybe just Kumo, because I used to do just Kumo in the past, you know? I don't know, I went straight to her because my instinct is like, that's the weakest one. It's not true though. She's the weakest one. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, I did Kumo myself in the past, and just like the issue there is just the more things I do with my phone, the worse my phone battery gets, especially with how intensive it is to produce videos. And recently, you know, these videos are downgraded a lot because of that, because it takes less time to produce if they're downgraded. They're 30 FPS, 720p. And well, most of the time, I don't know, there's like a setting that's like quality, and most of the time it's on better quality, whatever that means. But sometimes if I really need to rush the video and get it out quickly, I set it to okay quality or something like that. But yeah. Did we buff enough? I'm not sure. Just, yeah, go for a little bit extra. Because these videos are downgraded a bit. It takes about as long... I think it takes just a little bit less time in general than it does to record. You know, if I record for 30 minutes, it'll take like 25 minutes, which I guess proportion isn't really that much less. But it'll take like 25 minutes to produce. And all the while, it's just this heavy process on the phone, tearing at the battery. And lithium-ion batteries, they're good, but the more you use them, the worse they get. And I don't want a garbage battery, because that's, I mean, it's, you know, that's why I don't stream as often anymore, because streaming is very intensive, and I enjoy streaming, but I've really noticed the effects it has on my battery. And I want to do it more, but I don't know. I did remember today that I have money. I remembered that I have money. That means specifically that I can get the Shoujo City thing. There's like a... So Shoujo City is one of the games that I played during my Valentine's Day stream that like 1 or 2 people watched, and we all loved it, and I absolutely love the game. But there's like a thing that makes the game slightly better if you pay like $3. And at the time I didn't have $3. Now I have $3, so I'm gonna buy that, and I'm going to probably play it. Maybe even stream it tonight. Honestly, just thinking about it, because it's really fun. No, I'm gonna do some other shit. I don't really have even much time. I'm just gonna like produce the video and then fucking sleep. You know, because I am tired. You know, you hear me yawning. I'm tired. Always tired. Very, lethargic, I think. I don't have a lot of energy because I don't use a lot of energy. Also don't eat very much. I'm just kind of nothing. It's a beautiful way to describe yourself, as nothing. But, you know, it is true in some ways. I try to do a lot of hand things, because I do want to build up more finger strength and finger dexterity. So I do a lot of hand exercises every now and then, you know, weird stretches, and I have fancy little tools I bought that I've been using. Not as frequently as I did in the past. But you know, it works. You know, I've seen the effects. I'm gonna start doing this now. I'm gonna actually start using one of my hand things when I'm recording with my left hand, because I can actually squeeze it with my 3 other fingers while I'm using my pointer finger to manipulate the game, which is that's effective, because this is a nice fucking finger machine, you know. I don't even know what to call it. It's this crazy rubber donut thing. I talked about it literally yesterday. It was the thing I was tossing up and catching, because I do that every now and then. Let's do it a bit more. No, I dropped it. But it's just a resistance thing, so it wants to go back into its own shape, and if you push on it, it'll try to push back, but you know, you need to hold that. And that's where it comes from. Both of them are resistance things. I bought 2 separate ones. The one is for just overall grip, is the donut, and it's a donut because you can actually stick your fingers inside the hole and then try to push them apart. That one's much harder to do, because that's not even an action your fingers are used to, at least not doing them with pressure, you know, like you push buttons but you don't pull buttons. So that I've never really been able to do very much with, but there's still the resistance there, you know. But I've never been able to like move it or whatever. But no, like I squeeze on it, you squeeze on it in different places and things. The other thing is for individual fingers. I have one that's why I hate counterattack. That's why I hate counterattack. I hate that. I hate that. I just lost a bunch of points. Like, I don't even care about points. I'm not trying to rank, but I'm so used to getting, like, perfect, you know? I like it. I like getting overkill. It gets me in a comfortable place in rank if I play often enough, which every day ends up being good enough usually to do okay. And if I play, you know, a little bit more, I do a little bit better. But situations like that annoy the shit out of me. That's why I don't like counterattack, because it just ruins everything. It's unpredictable. It's just random damage to the enemy that I can't predict. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, that was great potential for a lot of points, and then it went fucking lost, gone. That's why I don't like counterattack. Now you know. I'm still gonna use her because she's exponentially better than the one she's replacing, because it doubles the skill with a much higher chance, and she is never going to die. She's just got a much higher soldier count, attack and defense, because she's a goddamn LR. You have to use her. By the way, it was also really easy to max her out. I maxed her out with six UR slime queens. It was. And I maxed all those with the super rares and rares that I got from the event that I wasn't able to use. I really, well, at first I used the rares, and then I figured out I could use the super rares. And what I ended up doing in the end, for the last few, for most of them really, was taking 10 normals from points or whatever, from friendship points, just summoning 10 normals, putting all 10 normals into one of the super rare chimneys, because I just literally couldn't use them, because I didn't have enough of any of the proper types to do anything with them, and then putting 10 normals into that with both Arcana to get it up to 20, and then using the 20 SR on the UR, the UR fucking slime queen in order to get her max. I think I also had to use Arcana there, so I used a lot of Arcana. So this is a lot using a lot of metals as opposed to using a lot of maidens. So I didn't really have to use any slimes. I think for the first time I was experimenting a bit. I ended up using some slimes. And like I said, for like the second one or something, I was using like rares instead. Like I leveled up the rares, and then I used the rares to level up the super rares. And I was like, wait, this is dumb. I don't actually need to do this, because I like guessed that I could upgrade the super rares with just the normals to a sufficient enough amount, and it was true, and I could. So I did, and it worked. So she was max with all just that, because you want to do like the most, you know, because like the Arcana doubles it. When it doubles it, doubles everything, so you want to use as most as possible, I guess. What am I trying to say? I mean, does that work? No. Yes and no. I'd be using less Arcana, but I had to work out the math in my head, and I had to realize that the double of 20 is 40, and then double of 10 plus double of 10 is also 40. So you get to the same conclusion. For some reason, like, I thought in my head that also, I don't really know what I just did there. Don't worry about it. I thought in my head that if you used a lot of maidens, it would get you more points, which is true, but you don't actually have to use them all at the same time. You just won't be using, or yeah, if you can take it slowly, but and you'd use less resources that way, which, by the way, I had plenty of to do everything that I did. I maxed her out, and I upgraded that custard skill. Like I said, I did, even for no reason, apparently. But yeah, I upgraded all that on all of the shit that I had, which means it was a good idea, of course, to upgrade my storage. And my storage is a lot, and I guess I should, now that I've used it all, I guess I should work on upgrading the production facilities again, although I don't even know when next I'll need any of that shit, because fucking they're maxed out. And does this event even give you custard skill recipe things? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like they should. You know, they shouldn't just leave it to be, oh yeah, you can upgrade your LRs, but only during these specific events. But I don't know, like, where they would fit that in, how they would make it work for people that don't even have LRs. Because that's the only thing that custard skills are good for, are the LRs. By the way, I was tossing the thing and it fell on my mic. That's what it was. Also, if you haven't heard me say custard skills before this episode, that's just what I'm calling them now, and there's no stopping it. I obviously know what they're called, but from now on, I'm never going to call them anything else, because people are going to figure out what it is very quickly. You know, like the two words are similar enough that it's not like obscure or anything. It's like, I'm talking about LRs and I'm talking about skills. There are 3 types of skills, you know. Custard skills. They're replacing the new thing. Is the word that I'm using. They brought in a new thing. That's what it is. They're custard skills. That's what I'm calling them. I've called them by the proper name before, but now I'm going with custard skills. I mean, I knew immediately that I wanted to call them custard skills because I saw the CUST, and I was like, it reminds me of custard. I don't know why. I feel like that was an abbreviation for custard in some fucking, like, ice cream shop or something at some point. So that's just what I thought of. I was like, custard, ha 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 ha, custard skill, ha 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 ha, ha ha ha. I'm really glad Seer didn't die there. That's her name. Let's go crazy super buff. There is a buff limit, right? Maybe, I don't know. I think there is. I think there's a buff limit. There has to be a buff limit. What I'm talking about is like if she was on, like, if she had barely any attack, and one way to bring her attack down is for if her health is low, she'll have less attack, is what I was really talking about. Because, you know, if her health is low, just 3 buffs won't usually cut it. But, like, if somebody had really low attack, even if you shoved a shit ton of really good buffs, is it possible that they won't be able to reach 9s at all? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Whatever. Oh, right. Cool. I was looking at my watch. People with timing. Well, one person, if he's... Okay. One person, if they pay attention to the timing, they'll be able to figure out what message I just looked at. 2 messages from the same person. That's better reference. If you're watching this now, you don't need to do what you just did. Well, for specifically what you did do, what I'm assuming you did at least, yes, the first one, but the second one actually, I've talked about this before. Now it's super... Well, they sent me a message online, and then they sent me a message on Kick, which, of course, clues in people who pay attention, especially people who are in the streams, as to who actually messages me on Kick. they sent me a message on Kick telling me that they had sent me a message on Line, which is massively unnecessary because I still get Line notifications, but I have talked about in the past how I get every Line notification, but I don't get any vibrations from it. I don't get any sound, I don't get any vibrations from it. They just show up. Which kills my fucking watch battery, but I've gotten used to it. Oh shit. This might not go well, actually. I might just go ahead and deal the skill out. Oof, yikes. Well, I think we're just gonna survive. Yeah, we're gonna survive, but we won't be able to deal a bunch of damage. But no, I don't get any vibrations or anything, or sounds or anything from Line. I get all notifications from the chat, though, so I'm always kind of paying attention to the chat if I'm paying attention to my watch. You know, everything is silently there. So if I'm not paying attention to my watch, maybe if it's down, well, if it's charging, well, no, because if it's charging, I don't get any sound notifications, so I don't get any proper notifications at all from my phone. If my watch is charging, my phone will make sound. Otherwise, my phone doesn't when I get anything that makes sound. But Kick, I get notifications for. I get notifications, and I get sound notifications. So if you just want to talk to me specifically, Kick works just a hair better, because you're just that much more likely, just a little bit more likely to get my attention, because there's a chance that there's a sound. If I've got Do Not Disturb on, then there's still no sound, but just like on Kick, there's a tiny bit more chance that if you send me a private message, I'm gonna see that, because I'm actually gonna get a buzz, as opposed to online, because I won't get a buzz because everything's silent. Yeah. To that one person, I'll probably explain this to them in private as well, but I just wanted to put that out there for everyone, even though it's relevant to very few people, very few people. So there's only one person who talks, or who I have now online and Kick. Some people have messaged my Kick, and that's a whole lot of fun. I love that. And of course, people have messaged my Line too. I take them very differently. I talk about this in streams more often than videos. But if people add me online, if it looks like it's obvious that, you know, they're probably just somebody who comes from the channel, I send them a smiley face, and then I add them to the Line chat, because the only time I ever talk about Line is the Line chat, because the Line chat's a whole lot of fun. And that's just what happens. But if you message me on Kick, I'll actually talk to you. Like, well, I'll actually try to have some sort of conversation, because that's what I do on Kick. Sometimes, unless I'm busy. If I'm doing something, I'll kind of like passively have a conversation. If you're actively trying to have a conversation and I'm busy, I won't tell you that I'm busy. I'll just have a very, very like bad conversation with you. I'm sorry, that's just what happens. Sometimes that happens. But yeah. That's if you want to get in touch with me. But I don't know, I just like the Line chat. Line chat's a whole lot of fun. There was a Kick chat too, and it still exists, but nobody uses it. Nobody's really used it at all. Because Kick is kind of dying out. But Line's a lot of fun. I think there are now like 30 people in there. There are a few duplicates, probably like 25. Well, 27? I'm just subtracting the accounts that I know are duplicates, and I know I have an extra, and Blaze has 2 extra accounts, so I guess just 27. 27 individual people, 30 accounts. Average of like 6 at a time, usually. Recently, well, like the highest views, okay, when you send out a message, you can see how many people looked at it, and most of the time, if you scroll up, any of your messages, like it's gonna be like 10 people that saw it, within a day usually. So there's really 10 people that are there. There's a bunch of people that are in the chat, but there's there's 10 or so people that still use it. But that 10 people, it's a very good ratio of people like reads to responses, you know. There aren't as many lurkers as there would be in other places, I think. Especially Mike's chat, but Mike's chat's very prone to that. Those handful of you who are in Mike's chat will know what I'm talking about. I honestly don't like that very much, that people from my chat end up in Mike's chat. But I guess, you know, if they end up being friends with Mike, they can be in Mike's chat. But Mike's chat's a whole different bag of beans. That's just a term I made up just now. Never been said before, probably. I don't know, though. I am going to end this video and address this person. Wait, fuck, now I got this thing. By the way, update on the Niskel. My Palorino. Except not at all. I don't know, I sent out the tweet yesterday when the video aired, and then I didn't really get any response to it, so I don't think he watched the video. And then I sent out another tweet that just said, at Niskel Senpai won't notice me, with a GIF. Is it GIF? It's GIF, yeah. Some people say GIF. That actually, wow, I said GIF. Oh god, who said GIF recently that made me say that then? I don't know. God fucking, this is all her fault. No. But no, it's GIF. Go fuck yourself. I don't even, what even are the GIF arguments? I don't know. The main GIF argument is that the fucking dude who made it said it should be called that, and then that's how words work most of the time, you know? But whatever. I sent the GIF of the Elsie, I think is her name, from What God Only Knows, with her like crying face. Very, very popular picture. So I sent that, and then he just replied with just nah. He just said nah. What the fuck does that mean? like that doesn't at all it doesn't at all help me to know if he had actually seen the video. Like, that's what I'm talking about is the video. Did you notice the video? Like, I doubt it now, because there's no evidence that he has, but he just replies with nah because he noticed that tweet, and he's probably slightly aware of me as a presence because a lot of my tweets are directed at him, very large majority. So I guess he's noticed me in that sense, but I don't think he's seen the video, which I guess is fine, but whatever. Jesus. Take care of yourself.